Good evening, everyone. This is Evelyn of Evelyn Creations inside of the beautiful West Oaks Mall, where we have five beautiful stores for you to shop. That's right, I said five. So tonight I am on live, and the title tonight is called Go for the Big One. Count on yourself. Go for the big one. Count on yourself. And I know you can win. I just know that you can win. Prepare while you're in the storm. Even when you feel doubt or slighted or overwhelmed, find a little bit every day to say, I accomplished that, and I accomplished that, and I accomplished that. And I tell you, like I said in a one or two or three or four videos ago, you will get lucky. You can't get lucky if you're not prepared. You can't get lucky if you're not putting all the sweat equity in. You can't be lucky if you feel like there's no way out. There is no help for me. I'm overweight. I'm overworked. I'm too. My age is high. No, 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 no. If you got a phone and your ears are working, even if your ears are not working, we do stuff for the deaf also. We want you to go for it because even if you are deaf, you still can there's so much more revenue for the deaf because you can't hardly find it. You can't find people to communicate with you. So I want you to know, if this is your first time on the channel, I would say view a few of my old videos. If anything touched you, I would ask you to subscribe. If anything moves you to do one thing, I'm going to ask you to buy the minimum membership, which is $2.99 or $3.99, somewhere between that range. And the reason that I'm going to ask you to do that is because when you pay attention. Just that easy. When you pay for something, you pay attention. When you don't pay for nothing, oh well, I didn't pay for it anyway, or somebody gave it to me anyway, or somebody did this anyway. Okay? Not saying that you don't care, but you don't pay as much to it unless it's an heirloom that it makes you spark. So again, I come on every Thursday night, hopefully, because it's like my middle of the week, and I get to come in and tell you what I've been doing, and you get to tell me what you've been doing, and we get to bond, and I get to give those members who have subscribed, to give them their cherries while they are alive. Now, I bought some cherries the other day. I got food. I got tricked. I bought some cherries. It said 6.97. I didn't know it was 6.97 per pound. So I'm picking the cherries, and I go home and look at my receipt, and I go, "Oh my God, I just spent $15 on some cherries, a small bag of cherries." So we got to pay a little bit of attention. They were good though. They weren't worth $15, but they were good. So I'm here to let you know there's no channel like mine on YouTube that's going to give you the secret sauce, that's going to illustrate to you, going to share it with you, and want to know the results of what you're doing and what you're succeeding at. Okay, because I care. And while we wait on people to come on, I'm gonna tell you something I did today to show that I care. I'm in a mall, big mall. Okay, it's one story, but it's a large mall for this area. And I heard rumor that this one Chinese lady was going to close her store. She wasn't going to renew her lease. And I went to her today and I said, "Hey, how are you doing?" And she was looking at me all weird. And I said, "I just come to see how you're doing. I just heard by rumor that you may be leaving." And she said, "Well, I'm not making my rent. It's really, really hard." And I told her, I said, "Please don't leave." She said, "Why? Do you want my store?" I said, "No." I said, "Please don't leave." I said, "The reason I don't want you to leave is because you are valuable to the community. A lot of people come to your store. If they don't see anything at my store, I send them to your store. So I want you to, just reconsider it." I said, "Things will get better." And I'm sure she had never seen or even thought an African American woman would encourage her to stay. But what I'm saying to you and to anyone else that's doing the same thing that you do, we do better when we work together. And I'm gonna give you an illustration. When you go to a corner, just go to a corner in your community. Go to a corner Now I'm gonna be sweating tonight because I turned the fans off and I'm gonna get excited about what I say. So if I grab something and wipe myself, I'm letting you know I'm gonna get down to it, Dave. To get down to it. But what I'm saying tonight is that if you go to a corner, there's usually 2 to 4 gas stations on a corner, and you going the traffic going, you know, east, north, south, east, west, right? Even if the gas station is on the opposite side of the road, you will go to your favorite gas station. And that's just how it is. So there's room for everyone. So I don't want anyone to leave where I am because they get choices. They get to see my price versus their price. And the best thing to do is to be competitive in a good way. That's why the gas is only like a few cents between each other because they know the value of the oil and the gas. Okay. All right. Tonight, I got some good news for you. Okay, I thought you guys, first of all, I'm calling you guys, but it's girls and guys. I thought you all, when you watch me, I thought you was like maybe you were working, maybe you were knitting, maybe you were painting, and you just listen to my voice. But what I found out is that you all be looking behind me. So guess what I did tonight? Because every time I get off the air, someone says, Evelyn, I saw that piece behind you. I saw that piece behind you. I saw that piece behind you. So what I'm gonna tell you, the reason I'm gonna be sweating because I'm right on the light and the light is hot, and because I want to show you some new arrivals. So these are some fabrics. I'm gonna lean to the left. I'm gonna lean to the right. I'm also gonna show you. I'm gonna move the camera for a little bit. I'm gonna show you. Going the wrong way. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. I'm gonna show you that red piece over there too, okay? So I'm just gonna show you some fabric. So from now on, what I'm gonna do, when I come on the air, I'm gonna have some different prints behind me. And if you see something that inspires you that you want to purchase, the number is 407-590-8767. I'm gonna say it again slowly. 407-590-8767. If you ever see something behind me you want to purchase, I'm gonna make it now more of an effort. Then you can call me and buy 1 yard and up. Now people say, what's the price of the yard? The price of the yard goes by your membership. The more you have spent on your membership, the bigger the discount can be. Please don't let that discourage you from purchasing. Just those who are putting a little bit more skin in it, you're going to get deeper discounts. Okay. So your membership is a coupon, it works for you. So if the more you spend on your membership, then I'm going to be offering more things for you to purchase. Now we also have this. This is commercial break. You know, when you go watch something, they give you a commercial break, right? It's a commercial break. If you want a Juneteenth shirt, those shirts are $23.95. And it's like $7 to ship it to you. I can't guarantee you'll get it for Juneteenth, but if you want one, I will put it in the mail tomorrow. And I go from small to 2X in the Juneteenth shirts. Okay. Black and soft blue. But if you want a shirt, even if it's a commemorative piece, then I want you to buy a Juneteenth shirt. If you like to support the channel, I'm gonna be trying to sell some. I'm not gonna be trying. I'm gonna be proposing some sales. And if you like to buy to support the channel so we can have more things, more lighting, maybe even pay an assistant while I'm on the air, then I want to grow this to be the best channel ever, ever, ever. Because I'm growing and I'm a country girl, y'all. So, you know, when I come on, I do my thing, and I just want to give you everything. But for those, I see enough people have come on right now. So I'm gonna tell you what the title is again. If you just came on the air, you just checked in, wave and chat to all your friends that's looking. Because I don't know any channel. I've been on YouTube now for 7 years. I've been very, very active on showing you what I do behind the scenes, other than just motivating you for the last year and a half. So if you came on within the last year and a half, you seeing me just get to it. Usually I don't video in my store. I use a video out in the park or in the boat and every other kind of place. But anyway, it says go for the big one. Now, when we get off the channel, I'm gonna update my picture, right? And the picture that I'm gonna have on this channel is a really, 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 really big fish I caught. It's the title is "Go for the Big One." The fish is so big, I'm like this. literally like this. It wore me out, y'all. I was the smallest person on the boat, deep sea fishing, and that fish was so big. It was so big, and I struggled to get that fish. And I struggled and I struggled and I struggled. And my husband looking at me struggling. And then his friends and all them was on the boat. I was so tired. I actually started regurgitating. I was like, oh, I can't do it no more. So I gave it was two or three of them to help get this big old fish out the boat. Now that's the kind of fish you're supposed to leave in the water. But the title of the night is Go for the Big One. Go for the big one because I want all of us to exceed. The reason that I say go for the big one is because I see everybody tuning in as a millionaire. I see everyone tuning in as a millionaire. I mean, you can do it. You can do it. You got the skills, you got the attention. So why not go and collect your millions, right? Now, before I call out, let me see. Should I do that? I tell you what. Let me call the members. Let me call the active members first, and then don't go nowhere. I know they're gonna cut a commercial in here when you relook at it. Don't go nowhere. I want to call the members because I know some of you got to do some things, and I don't want you to miss your name because I don't know anybody calling by name on YouTube. I don't know any membership you can have on YouTube right now that people are calling your name, and you should hear it because you are the stuff. You the stuff that's getting it done. You the one say, hey, Miss Mary, she said, I don't know about this lady, but something about her. I'm gonna give her my $2.99. And Lord have mercy. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna double, triple, quadruple, and millionaire her and everybody else who's engaged, who's putting the skin in. That's we gonna do this thing, okay? So before I start telling you what the real OG was last night, I got to call your name because if I call your name, you're going to pay attention. So if you're sewing and you're getting it down, because sometimes I call y'all and y'all be sewing and stuff. I'm not going to call anybody tonight because I got some good stuff to say. Um, okay, so here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let me call your name. I had it all set up. And for some reason, when I picked my phone up, it went here. Okay. These are the people that are active. That's getting it done, getting some skin in it. And for those who are not active, come on back to the church, y'all. Come on back. Sometimes you gotta laugh, all right? So just laugh. This ain't church. This is not church, but this is where we want you to excel immediately. Okay, Miss Linda Brown, Miss T from the SIP, Angela Hamilton, Lumen Laser, Lear Lean Rockingham, Shimrock Customs, Nina Rose Treasures, Carolyn Royal, Bernice Thompson, Gianna's Hodgepodge, Michelle Stringer, Alice Alice Sandra Barnhart, Ellen Banks, Live Life versus Living Lorraine, Jean Robinson, Tracy Davis, Awanda Brown, Constance Clinton, Sharon Courts, Daughter of Zion, Gwendolyn Member Starbs, Mary Jones, Blessings, Miriam Masterpiece Designs, Patricia, Dewana Green, Soul Pearls Creations, Mildred Desserts, Queen of Hearts, Peak Pizzazz Boutique, Liz Wilson, and Indigo Silks. Those are the champions of this evening who have continued to pay their membership. If you like to be a member, please do so tonight. I encourage you to be a member because, like I said, if you pay attention. Right? You got me on that, right? Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. For those who are first time coming on the channel, I am a country girl and I'm an athlete and I'm a farmer and I'm an international designer and I'm a professional motorcycle wife with two dogs and a husband. Okay, that's me. And I do it all and I'm good at it and I juggle, okay? But what I want you to know is if you want to be successful in business, you have to start paying attention to sports. You have to, because you'll be figuring out what happened. How how did that happen? Because they went for the big one. They went for the big one. I'm finna set you up. Now, I know somebody know what I'm about to say. I know you know it. Now, Monday night, it happened in the last 9 seconds, but it didn't happen in my favor for my team. It happened in somebody else's favor for their team. If you are alive today and you are in the United States, if you're not in the United States, you know everybody getting for the World Cup, right? If you order something from me on Friday or Saturday and it went out on Friday, Saturday, or Monday, you'll be getting it this week because the World Cup is delaying mail. They got a lot of stuff got to get to Mexico. So they delaying mail, but it is on the way. And I have verified. So I always check my phone and check your messages before I come on the air to see if it's something I really need to talk about. So those who have left me a message today or yesterday or since we talked last week, I will address your questions tonight. So just if you got something you want me to talk about, you got some questions and you are, you just say, "Hey, I will answer your questions tonight." But anyway, get to the punch, Ellen. Get to it. Get to it. Last night in New York, it's the NBA. Okay. The reason I have to tell you about this is because if you ever, ever, ever thought about giving up on yourself, don't. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stay in the fight. I don't care what you're going through. Stay in the fight because you will get lucky. Didn't I say that before? You be like, oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Oh, let me show you what I'm talking about. Cause the president messed up the game on Monday night. He showed up. They didn't want him to come, but he showed up. Right? Wrong phone. But he showed up. But I'm gonna tell you what happened. Look at my phone. And if you don't look at my phone, I want you to go to this on your phone, on your TV, if you did not watch it live, and see what happened. The last shot, the last second of the game. Watch this. This is New York City. Okay. I'm gonna show it again, but I'm gonna show you what happened. It was the last second of the game. It at halftime, New York was down by 21 points. 21, no, 29 points. New York was behind by 29 points. San Antonio, they're in New York City. They're in New York City. They're down by 29 points. People have paid seven, eight, and $10,000 for a seat. A seat. They be down at the A seat. Okay. They lost on Monday by 4 points. The last shot didn't go off. So the San Antonio won that game on New York's court. Okay. They didn't give up. San Antonio didn't give up. But on last night, San Antonio said, we got to take it out. We got to get them tonight. San Antonio kept saying like this, I'm gonna get in your head. I'm gonna get in your head. They was intimidated. I'm gonna get in your head. That's the enemy trying to tell you you can't do it. When the enemy keeps telling you you can't do it, you can't get out of that, you can't own your house, he's trying to get in your head, right? I'm gonna get in your head. So you got to get him out your head. So what happened? That guy kept saying this. He probably 7 feet tall. He kept saying it. Every time he make a 3-pointer, bam. Now I played basketball in college. So I love basketball. I was a starting point guard in college. So that's why I'm all into this, right? Okay, let's say it. So they were down. San Antonio was hitting 3 points. They hit 14 3 points in a row. 3 points, right? They were down, they were down, they were down. Okay, we get all the way down to the end of the game. End of the game. Just think about this as you. Think about this with your business. Think about this with your goals, right? Okay. It was the last second of the game. Y'all remember on Monday, it was 9 seconds. Now tonight, they have crawled back up. New York has crawled back up and got it down. Just kept crawling, crawling, crawling. They didn't care how bad it was. They just kept crawling. They just kept on fighting. First of all, both teams got to be great because they made it this far. So no team is better than the other. They just made it this far. Who can out coach them, right? San Antonio, they doing their thing. They whistling, they dancing, they saying we gonna get in your head, right? Okay, the last shot of the game. This guy called OG. Now I'm from the South. OG means in the South, oh God, oh glory. Okay, or only God. In the South, when you go to a family reunion, they're gonna always be somebody that's called OG. OG means the elder. That means the person that done studied it. That means the person that get the respect. So this last player that got the ball, they gave him. They gave the ball to somebody else to make the shot. The point guard. They gave the ball to the point guard. When they set the play up, they be saying, this the one who I know can make that last shot, right? So they gave it to the point guard, which is a really good point guard. They had all these big skyscrapers down there to get the ball back, right? So the point guard went up and he shot the ball. And the ball did not go in. It's the last second, y'all. Think about this. If I don't get these bills paid, they're gonna foreclose on my house. If I don't get this order, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. If I don't just get out of this crunch, how am I gonna make it? Guess what he did? He went up, this is the point guard. He went and shot the ball. The ball bounced off the net, right? Then guess what? OG came up. He was paying attention to the play. He saw the ball wasn't going to go in the net. He saw the ball coming up. He came like Superman and he got the ball and he put it in the basket because the ball was still live. But that wasn't the only thing, you all. There was somebody behind OG. In case OG didn't get it, he was going to get it and pump the ball up. Okay? So think about this in your business. You're in your business and you need this sale. Whatever your business is, you need this sale. Like, like do or die. Like, I need this sale, right? I don't know what I'm gonna do. And you just go for it. And you don't get the deal. But somebody heard about you. Somebody know you can do this. And then what happens? Somebody else called and give you a sale, but it wasn't the person or the company you thought you was gonna get. And then the next person say, "Oh, you got her or you got him." Then the next person come and get it, give you a sale, right? So what I'm saying to say this is, if you watch sports and you see that, how are they gonna do this? You know how many people left the game because they were 29 under, 29 points under. The record is 23 under. They were 29 point under, and they had the party of the time in the stadium. They had to make them leave the stadium. Now outside they got buck wild because what happened with people outside, they were deprived of the game on Monday because when the president come, they spread everything out. They got a little excited. They started slamming cars and stuff like that. But they love their city. I don't know any city that I've ever worked in that didn't have the love like New York. Now, New York is a tough city. I made a lot of money in New York, but I don't know a city that wears that shirt. I mean, I'm in Florida. I don't wear a Florida shirt. I love Florida. But in New York, they got it. I mean, everybody will love New York that's in New York. Even if they leave New York and they come to Florida, they come to your city and state, they still love to say, I'm from New York. I'm from New York. So the love was there and the passion was there. Now, this was because the guy was consistent. He was working. He worked out. He was alert. He paid attention. And he came up like he just came up like he was Superman. And he went for that ball after it missed and it came out. And he won the game for the team and all those tens of thousands people. Now, when you win it for your team, all those ancestors behind you are rooting for you. When you connect the dots, all those people are behind you are saying, you know what? I can count on her. That's what my mom would say. I don't care how bad she look over there. You can count on Evelyn. That's my go-getter child. That's my go. She would always say, that's my go-getter child. She's a risk taker. She gonna do it. So when you're an athlete, you take risks. Most athletes make good business owners, right? But when you're an athlete with your foot or your finger and you start drawing something, you start sewing something, you're an athlete. You're a go-getter. You are a OG. Okay, so I got to show you this play again, and then we're gonna get down to some business. Okay, I got to show because I don't want look. I don't care how old you are. I want you to go watch the OG that made that dunk last night. Like, it wasn't even a dunk. It was just he just was skillful. It was so look. I'm gonna tell you how good it was. My husband and I watch TV in different rooms, right? Because he like watching stuff like soap operas, and I like watching sports. When the guy dunked the ball and when he got to won the game, he came in. Hey, did you see that? I mean, I'm just telling it was, and you will see this, that play, that one play has changed this guy's life. That one play was the best play ever in the NBA for a championship. That's what they say now. Now they're gonna go dig for some more stuff. But whatever it is, New York hasn't won a game since 1999 in championship. So they was hungry. Okay. So this is what you got to do in your business. You got to get hungry. You gotta work when nobody else will work. You gotta, if you got people that can help you and they don't show up, you gotta still show up. You gotta get hungry. You gotta feel like, you know what? I created this baby, so I gotta carry this baby. You know how when you get pregnant, now I never been pregnant, but I know a lot of y'all been pregnant or you seen somebody pregnant. Can't nobody help them with that child but themselves. Can't nobody carry that baby but yourselves. So if you have a business, it's actually your baby, but it grows up with you. So if you lay it down, it lays down. That doesn't mean customers stop coming to you. You lay it down, it lays down. So you have to get it. You have to stick with it. You got to keep the skills set up. You got to be able to say, yes, I could do that. Yes, we can do that. When you like it. Okay, you know what? I don't like your work. You poor customer service. Okay. So learn from it. Get some thick skin. Oh, they say I'm too high. Well, get some coaching. So you can deal with customers that won't say it's too high. You can get some customers that's going to always be buying from you. So when you want some coaching, you want to develop your skills, you want to get better, you want to make more money, you have to look at where am I now and where I want to be. So whatever comes after you, you that OG that goes back and say, I got that account. I got my village future. Not in my house. That's what they said. Not in my house. Not tonight. Okay, so I got to show it to you again. Otherwise, I wouldn't be a good YouTuber. Here we go. One last time. Look, one more last time. He shoot it, he missed. Oh my goodness, look at that. And he won the game under all that pressure. He didn't say, oh, we're gonna come back and we're gonna try to do it. He's like, I gotta do it. And bam. And everybody was in shock. Everybody from the losing people to the parents of the winning people to the ex to all of the watch parties all over the world. Watch parties all over the world. Like this channel is all over the world. So all over the world, whenever they see this and they're not in the United States and they look at that, you slow that down and you look at that, that means they were all in. They were all in. They were going for the big one. And that's what we have to do as members. We have to go for the big one. Okay. Now I'm gonna calm down if I can. If I can, I'm gonna depress some. Okay, first I'm gonna answer some questions, but I got a gift. And you know what I like to do? I like to open it on the air. So I got this gift, and if she's watching, I want you to know I got your gift. Hopefully it's a gift. I'm not sure what it is. I did take the tape, cut the tape because I didn't want to take too long tonight. Okay, so she packs well. See all this? She packs well. Okay. So this is from Miss Ellen, and she's 87 years young. She's already been to the store and she said she'll be back. And she said, I'm sending you something. I'm like, okay. And she said, I'm gonna tell you when you're gonna get it. I'm like, okay. So you know what I did? I opened the lid, but I said I can't open it and not let have witnesses. So anyway, if you're selling and you're online, I want you to know. First of all, she has it in a nice box. So this is packing, a nice box. Even if you have a box that's been used, I do believe in recycling. If you have a box been used that doesn't have like, fruit juice and all that on it, I would definitely say send a recycle box. And she got some nice paper. That's just paper does when you pack a box. If you put paper on it and someone use a knife, that means it prevents you from cutting up the treasure inside the box. Okay, so this is from Miss Ellen. She's in Delaware. 87 years old. Now I'm not gonna be neat, Miss Ellen, because I'm gonna get to the cake, get to the chase. So I'm gonna open this up. Now, Miss Ellen is a couture designer. She makes the stuff, y'all. She crossed every I and dot every T. Look at this. She got a little piece of fabric here that she cut with some pinking shears. She got that. This is great. This is great ideas when you sending something to someone that you made, that you handmade it. That shows that you care. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. She gives nice cards too. I'm excited. So here's a card from her. Look at this. Look at this card. She got patchwork treasure pieces on the card on a nice piece of regular paper. So she says, Dear Evelyn, hope all is well. I can't thank you well enough for your time and your undivided attention during my my visit. Your shops are amazing. Well, you ask if I make bags with flaps. Here you are. Enjoy. She made a bag with a flap. The reason it is because I'm always having some on my shoulders, right? Oh my goodness. Before she made the bag with the flaps, she actually made some earrings. Now, this lady is doing her thing. Now, she made these for one of the managers in the store. She actually have this sign on her earrings that says handmade. So she made these earrings for my staff. And then look at these. Look at these earrings she made. These are earrings. This is Miss Ellen out of Delaware showing me her craft. Isn't that gorgeous? Ooh, 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 ooh. Light earrings. So she made some earrings. And Mr. Rain, she will be in tomorrow after she go to church on. So she'll be in tomorrow, Friday. So today's Thursday. She was at church today. Okay. Now look at this. Taking the paper off a bag. Look at this bag. Look how she got this. First of all, she wrapped the bag in tissue paper and she had some burlap string. Okay. Natural, all natural burlap string. She has her card with her name on it. And it says with love. And it has her name and it has her phone number. Okay. But look at this. Look how she made this. Look at that, the fact that she has this on it saying, I'm protecting the handles. I'm protecting the straps. So she made the bag. She has this. Look at this closure. Look at this closure for the bag. She made this closure for the bag. She always stuff her bags. Look at this. Look at the inside of this bag. She has a change purse, great hardware, gold hardware. Look at the deep pockets. She has a zipper in the back of the bag. She has a zipper in the back of the bag. Look how the zipper is still lined. Inside the bag is lined with the fabric. She got some character with this red and white. I love the character. She has her name in the bag. It says Ewear. Her name is Miss Ellen. She has this. You know how you can't keep up with your change purse? She has this inside the change purse so you can keep up with the change purse. Okay? Or if you have your credit cards or something, you can put it in the change purse and make sure it don't come out and you drop it. Is that like a oh wow, oh my, oh my gosh? Okay. Miss Ellen is going for the big one, y'all. She already at the big one. She going for the big one. I mean, look at this. So you know I got to make me an outfit now to match my bag. Cause she got the fabric from where her. Isn't this great? So excuse me, I'm getting excited. So that's why I'm coughing. Because when I get excited, dust can come around from nowhere and attack my lungs. But this is the straps on the bag that is adjustable. She got adjustable straps, so I could wear it like this. Okay, so guess where this is going? My birthday is July the 4th. So I will be wearing this bag with me some match with them earrings on my birthday. Miss Ellen, you sent me a bag. Look at this. You know what's nice about this though? What I love about Miss Ellen and what she says and how she's encouraging me to keep going with the channel and everything, which I appreciate because sometimes you need a little hey, you know what I mean? But what I love about it is she's showing you if you take a little bit of time, you can make just the smallest piece into a just welcome treasure. Okay, so this right here bag here. Now, if I was, I'm going to talk about price because everybody say, "What about price? How about price?" Okay, this right now, I call it a one of a kind. Okay, I'm sure she can do more with the same fabric. Now, this bag right here, because it's handmade with African fabric, all the detail, all the hardware on it, I would start the bag at the lowest price for 125 because of the accessories, because of the hardware, because of the workmanship. I mean, if you go to a really nice high-end craft store or a craft show, you can get 250 for it. Okay? You can really easily get 250 for it and it's worth it. Look at the detail. I mean, it's impeccable. All of the things she dotted every I, she crossed every T. She had things in it to show you that is durable, meaning it can carry something that has someone who carries a lot of stuff, who got extra phones. She got two inside pockets. She has great hardware. So what I like about the magnet hardware is because when you have the magnet hardware, you don't have to worry about did the bag close. You hear it close. So if you're at the checkout counter, you can see and you can hear. Okay, so Miss Lee, I'm looking at Liz's name. Hey Liz, your fabric is on the way. I sent your tracking number. But anyway, if you know Miss Ellen, she's out of Delaware to the bone. I'm so glad that she has shared her gift with all of us to show us how to get it done, y'all. She is elevating and showing and motivating at the same time. And when you have someone that can take, I mean, a piece of cloth and turn it into voila, you don't give your treasure away. And in fact, that's why when I say the person around the corner won't pay for it, there's 63 million people out there that are looking for you that wants to pay for it. Maybe not all 63 million you can handle at one time, but there's a percentage of those people that will purchase your gift. So let's give Miss Ellen a round of applause. I love it. I love it. Oh, I just love it. Okay. A question that was asked for me, a question that was asked of me was, let me see the question. Well, one question was, we have a question from Atlanta, Miss Bernice, and she asks a question about should she put barcode in her garment. Okay, think about that for a second. I'm gonna take a quick commercial break. Excuse me. It's lights. Okay. Okay. Miss Bernice asks about. She asks about should you put the barcode in your label? Um, I would do this. If I wanted to put a barcode on the label, I would probably just put a card in the bag with the barcode on it. When you get your labels, when you start getting labels into your garments, I want you to remember this. Don't get too high tech that a person can't shop with you right away. Okay? And like Miss Ellen, she has her phone number on the back of her hang tag. So she says with love, and on the back she has her information, right? Perfect. When you tell somebody with love, and I know she's sharing that with us, so we all can say that. That means she handmade this with love. Now, if you don't like it, okay, you don't like my love, go love somebody else, right? But she made it with love and she has a number. Now, inside her bag, she only has eWear. I would encourage Miss Ellen to put either her website or her phone number. And then I would also add text. And the reason that I say add text is because I don't think spam is going away. I don't think all the unwanted phone calls are going away anytime soon. So I want you to be aware of that. Be aware that when somebody wants you, they either want to go to a website or they want to call you. And that's how they're going to get you right away. They can send you a text and say, "Hey, can you make me 50 of these? Hey, can you make me 100 of these in sorted colors? Hey, are you still open?" All right. If you do a barcode, our barcode simply means that you're high tech and it can have everything in it. But it still takes a while for people to do the barcode. Like if I see, like I went to Walmart, right? Sorry if I'm sweating, everybody. I went to Walmart and they have a section that just you're supposed to go in and you're supposed to just get your barcode and find out what the price is. In the I was looking for some plus size jeans for a client because I like their stretchy jeans and I can buy those jeans and I can paint the jeans. Okay, I don't like to go thrifting for stuff. I like to know where they got plenty of stock and I only need one pair. I don't want 25 pair to buy wholesale. So I go get a one pair and in that section it had just just the barcode. It had no prices. So guess what I did? I walked away. I don't want to go in and give them my phone and my information and get that. I walked away and I just want to know what the price is. Like when I bought the cherries I was telling you about, and I got home and saw that the cherries was $6.97 a pound instead of that was the bag. They didn't put it was the pound. I looked carefully at that label because everything else had pound. That one didn't have pound. And when I got to the counter, I was looking at people leaving grapes on the counter, but I didn't have grapes. I had cherries. Guess what? When they put those cherries on that scale, I mean those grapes on that scale, they probably thought it was $10 or $15. They put the grapes back, and the register had to take it back, right? So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying don't do the barcode. I want you to be careful with the barcode because I want you to make the sale. I want you to get the money. So put your barcode on a business card, put it inside. If you have a personal label, take the label that you have and add your email or your phone, but always say text. Because if you get a phone call and it says some weird number, you're gonna say, "Oh, that's spam," right? Because people now you can call all overseas with your phone. And or people may call you on a phone number that's a WhatsApp number, and they can call you, and then you want to know who is this calling me? Is this something that needs my time? All right. So that's my answer to Miss Bernice is put your barcode in there, put your QR code in there, but put it on a card inside. And then I always say, um, I always say phone number and this on the other side. I'm gonna give you another example. Say you're in the airport and you got your phone and you know you're traveling and you don't want your phone to die, right? So you see something that has a QR code. So you ask your friend that you're traveling with, hey, could you scan this? And the friend might say, no, no, I don't want that on my phone. But you want to see what it is, right? So I look at people that are movers and shakers. Because when you have good stuff, you're gonna attract movers and shakers. You're gonna attract people that want your items and they want it now. And it may just be it may be something that they can Google your business name, or they could put your website in, or you when you put your website in, also say look at this site also if you got more than one website. But that's a great, great question. Okay. Okay, Brenda Stepney saying, hi, Miss Brenda. I haven't seen you in a while talking to us. Miss Brenda's one of our first subscribers. She said that lady is such an inspiration. They're talking about you, Miss Ellen. They're Miss Ellen, if you watching, they chiming you up now. They chiming you up. So that was one question that was asked about that. Another question was asking about um multiple websites. Should you have multiple websites? I would say you could, if you can handle those websites, if you can afford to have another phone, or if you can afford to add a another phone number to your existing phone, so when they call it, you'll know which website they're calling for. There's nothing wrong with multiple websites, but make sure you get on the right one. Okay, the right one is going to give you your stats. They're going to tell you it's a repeat customer. They're going to tell you, you know, why don't you say, if they just watch your site, you get 10% off. If you get those kind of, if you get those kind of websites, then I would take a look. If you want me to look at it, look at it. If you're already getting coached, I'm already telling you what sites to go to. And it takes time. Now, when you build a site, it doesn't happen overnight. So that's why I'm working on everybody to get in now, so you'll be ready for the holidays. Okay. Now the coaching for me is 1,500. It averages out to be $125 a month, and it's well worth it. So if you want to get some coaching, you can still call me at 407-590-8767. Okay, another question was, how do you, we did this before, how do you price? Now, when you price something, we have a video on how you price, but I'm gonna cut to the chase. When you price something, look at what you spend. If you spend, okay, good example. I went and bought some water for this question. I went to Sam's and I went to Walmart. Okay, sometimes Sam's and Walmart is really close on my way going and on my way back. We have stores called Publix. We have other stores called Keys. We have other grocery stores. But I like to go there because I know where the store is. I know where I want it. I know where to go, right? Okay. I bought water. Okay. I bought water. I bought this water. If I buy 40 bottles at Walmart, it's going to cost me $6. Six 6.97 or 5.97, but it's going to be about $6. That's right. Average out to $6. If I buy 40 bottles of water at Sam's, it's going to cost me $3.97. So we're gonna call that $4. Okay. So $6 and $4 for 40 bottles of water. So if I bought the water for $6, that means the first 6 bottles of water, if I sold it for $1, then I'll have 34 bottles left, right? So I can make $34 off of every case of water. I sell water in my stores. I give water to my clients, but I sell water to people who are not my clients. So my clients come in, would you like something to drink? Boom. I said, give them some water or go to the refrigerator. They're spending some money. I go into the refrigerator, get what you want. You know what I mean? Hospitality. Now let's go to Sam's. If I buy this from Sam's and it's $4, $3.97. So it only takes me four bottles of water, and I got 36 bottles. 36 bottles. Now, when I buy this at Sam's, it's only costing me 10 cents a bottle. about 9.5 to be honest. It's 10 cents a bottle. Okay. So if I bought this for 10 cents, I spent $4 to get 10. I spent $4 to get 40 bottles. And it averages out to be 10 cents a bottle. Now you can buy water, different kind of water. Some of them have filters or whatever, but just say you want some water. So would you sell this for 20 cents? Would you sell this bottle of water to anybody for 20 cents? Most likely you would give somebody the water before you sell it for 20 cents because 20 cents just seems so minstrel. It just seems so little. So, but if you bought a phone case for $1, would you sell it for $2? No, most likely you would sell it for $10. If it's a good looking case, you might sell it for $20. But most likely you would never sell it for $2. Okay. So what I'm saying, when you're doing your pricing, look at what the value is. If you bought a bottle of water for 10 cents, you know that if you sold it for $1, it would be mostly for gratuity. Like someone had water for me, I'll give you $1 for it. It wouldn't be like it was too much. So sometimes people say, well, I bought that fabric for $10. If you bought a nice piece of fabric for $10 and you can make a nice bag like Miss Ellen for that 1 yard of fabric for $10, you definitely can get $100 out that $10. But I only spent $10. No, 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 no. Look at the value, look at the time, look at the presentation, look at the hardware. So just because you buy something cheap, if I sold this for 20 cents, just because it's cheap, I'm gonna sell it for 20 cents. Just because it's too cheap, guess what somebody gonna say? Something must be wrong with that water because it's too cheap. When you undercut your price, sometimes people feel like it's something wrong with it because what you're doing is you're trying to say, I want to make up because of tariffs. I want to make up because you only get paid once a month. I want to make up because I just don't. I know everybody broke. Everybody's not broke. Everybody's not broke. Everybody's not broken. That doesn't mean you can't give a deal or a sale sometimes. That means you have to be aware of what you bring to the table. You bring in someone some life. Water is life. You bring in this bag is life. It's energy. It's like it makes your heart smile, right? So when you bring value to it, sometimes you can't you can't just give your stuff away. Like I got some things that I price high that I don't ever want to sell. I'm guilty of it because it gives me energy. It makes me feel like I could never afford to buy that, but I can afford to share it. I can afford to share this beauty that I get. Like if you look behind me, there's a beautiful painting of Marvin Gaye in pencil art. And I don't want to ever sell it. I would work hard not to sell it. And it doesn't have a sale price on it because I'm not selling it. But I just want things around me that gives me energy, that keeps me focused, that keeps me balanced. And I want you to think about that when you're pricing your items. That doesn't mean everything you sell have to be on the highest end. In the mall, if you were to look at a store, there's a ratio. The ratio is if you spend $10, it should cost you 40. It should sell for $40. And then when you have a sale, a 10 or 20% off, 25% off, however you do it, it might end up to be $30. If you have another sale and you say 50% off, it could be $20, right? If you have a sale and it goes down to $10, that's what you paid for it. And then you say, well, why does somebody buy something for $10 and sell it for $40? Because you have overhead, because you're not paying minimum wage anymore. Minimum wage was $5 or $6. Now you're paying $15, $18. That's a lot of money to pay somebody to be on their phone for 15 of those minutes. Because people cheat now. They're not gonna give you a whole hour worth of work. They're gonna be checking in with what's on social media and what kind of alerts they need to look at. So whenever you pay somebody by the hour, if you're self-employed, just remember you're hardly ever gonna get a full hour. So your pay has to reflect that. Like a young lady said, she said, "Well, I don't want to know why we don't have minority-owned businesses." Well, minority-owned businesses from other countries, they had laws or they had rules that the person only makes so much because you're paying for them, you're taking care of them, you're paying their insurance, you're paying, you're paying for their schooling. So they don't make a whole lot of money. So when they come to America, they put all the money into the business. They don't put all the money into the employees because they come to America. They got insurance, they got fire inspections, they got labor laws, they got all this other stuff. So that's why you see those businesses multiply. Whereas when we come in, we think a person open a business, we think they have a whole lot of money until you seeing all these invoices. You say, well, they got a whole lot of bills. Okay. So this question comes from Miriam of Masterpiece Designs from Shelby, North Carolina. Her question was, I have a relative that's going to fashion school and I want to know how much should I pay him? Now don't y'all laugh at me. I'm gonna take a commercial break. Excuse me. Okay. I'm hot. I'm sweating, but I'm a country girl, y'all. So I don't have nobody to wipe it off. If you see me, it's because I'm sweating and everything because I got lights. But anyway, when you watch athletes, they be sweating too, right? So anyway, it's cool. Okay, Miriam asked me, what about I got a nephew or a friend or a cousin or a sibling, somebody that's going to fashion school. She's gonna take them under her wing and she's gonna show them all the tricks to the trade. How much should I pay them over the summer? So listened to it. I listened to it, and it sounds good and everything. And I'm gonna tell you what happened to me first before I tell you what I told her. When I wanted to learn fashion, I was working for Walt Disney World. I was already sewing, but I really wanted to know how to do great dresses. There was this beautiful lady there, and she told me she made dresses, and I was like, oh wow, can I come and help you? And so I went to help her. She had a garage in the back of her house, detached from her house, and that's what she had. It was literally a garage, like a 10 by 10. Okay, and it was in the backyard, and that's where she made all these dresses because she said someone just takes over my whole house, and she made these beautiful wedding gowns and these beautiful prom dresses and all that. So I worked for a year for free. I had a job. I didn't have nothing to do when I got off from work. I mean, I was like, I had something to do, but I just was I just wanted to be around somebody creative. So I worked under her for a year free. In fact, I even asked her to help me with my dresses for my wedding, and she did. Okay. And I learned so much. And it was never about her paying me. Even though this person that Marion's gonna be helping may never even said he wanted to get paid. It's a him. It's a he. But what I'm saying is I learned so much. She actually was able, before she passed away, she was able to come see my stores. She couldn't believe how she elevated me. Her daughter had to tell her, Mom, you got to go see Miss Evelyn. You won't believe what she's doing with those skills y'all was doing in the backyard. Now her daughter was a little taller. Now she's a mother, right? So I that was priceless. Her skills work through my fingers today. And and I was happy to tag along, right? I had a job. I worked for Disney. Okay, so what I told Miriam, I said, Miriam, if you have someone that wants to work for you and you're not work for you, or you want to help them, showing them machines and showing them how this work and that work, everything that goes with sewing, whatever skill set he might take it and end up making shoes or something like that. I told her $45 an hour. And she said, because today, all the kids are saying, I work for somebody for $18 an hour. I work for somebody for $20 an hour. I'm in high school and I work for this much money. They start at $16 an hour, right? The reason that I said $4 to $5 an hour, right? And the $4 to $5 an hour is just a stipend. It's just a stipend to say, hey, here's some help with gas, or here's some help with an idea that you might be thinking of, because what happens when you start sewing or you start creating stuff, a lot of times you overbuy. You buy stuff and you be like, I don't know why I bought that. Or you buy stuff and then you just keep buying and you haven't really figured it out. And then after you look at everything, it helps you get creative, right? And so if this person is really into fashion and he has a whole lot of money, he's gonna waste a whole lot of money. But if you have a little bit of money, you figure it out. You say, okay, I got a little bit of money. I'm gonna buy this great machine. I got a little bit of money. I'm gonna buy this great fabric. Okay. And even if you have plenty of money, you still need to be with a great coach, because when she starts coaching him, and Miriam is one of those, Miriam is like Miss Ellen. She's very precise and she want it exact, right? And not only thing is, when I say like Miss Ellen, meaning her stitches, I mean, I look at her work and it's like, ooh, ooh, she didn't go crooked. I got one of those things that you can hold it and make it go straight. But I tell her I'm a designer. I like a little creativity. I might look and I might think about something and then I look at it. I got it by the presser foot. But sometimes it might go over two little stitches and it come back and I say, oh, that's character. They know it's human. It's not AI sewing it. But anyway, if you have a child and you are teaching them how to sew, a child, a grandchild, a friend, a cousin, whoever, and they're teaching them how to sew, first of all, you're taking up your time. Your time is valuable. Second of all, you may have to give them some tools like a sewing machine, thread, needle, fabric, all the million things that go to make a garment. You may have to give that to them. So they'll never be able to pay for it, right? And they'll never be able to understand what your time is worth if you don't overpay. Okay. So what I want you to do is, if it's the summer, the kids need something to do. Even if you're teaching sewing, I don't think most people want to pay more than $20 an hour. And you're telling them so much, and it takes more than an hour to teach them something. A sewing class should be a minimum of 3 hours so you can get in the seat. Because remember this, when you're sewing or you're quilting or you're crocheting, it's all about energy. If you're stuck on something and you're figuring out, why can't I get this right? It's about energy. I was making a pair of pants for this lady this weekend. I couldn't get my energy right. And I'm gonna tell you why I couldn't get it right. I should have had these pants done in 45 minutes. Just straight pants, two pockets. I cut them out with no pattern. I could have it right. But guess what happened? She told me, when I looked at her, she looked fine. She looked fine. She looked just like me. She looked fine. She said, I got a leg longer than the other one. I couldn't tell. She said, I have a leg longer than the other one. And if she wouldn't have told me, I wouldn't have known. And so what happened, she came in the store, she had on some pants and it had elastic in the leg. So it just looked like the pants was the right size, right? So when I made the pants and she told me she had a leg longer than the other one, but she wanted it fitted now because she wanted to show her hips. Because she said, I want my husband to see my hips. I like my husband to see my hips. So I'm like, okay, no problem. We can fix it up, right? Those pants beat me up, y'all. Just like some of you say, what did you say? Mary said, why is it taking me so long to make these aprons? Miss Ellen said, why did it take me 2 weeks to make that dress? Why did it take that long? Because it's energy. It's something about the person. It's something about what you're doing. It has to be the energy, because when you're really sewing, you can block out everything and sew, but you can't block out who you're sewing it for. You understand? If you're sewing it for somebody or you sewing it for something precise, the energy all got to be together. It's like being on the right radio station. If the dial is point 0.2 instead of point 0.5, you might hear a little bit of whistle, but you don't hear the radio station full. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. It's energy. So you have to be able to help the person that you're teaching how to sew to connect with the energy. And it takes them a while because they feel like if I just sew a straight line, I can make a scarf. If I could just sew it right there, I could make a scarf. But what about when they're by themselves? What about when all the pressures of the world? What about if it's a deadline? What about if the machine breaks? What about if you're out of needles? What if the lighting ain't right? You can't thread the needle. All that, when you sit in your seat and you're doing what you do, the energy is what you rely on to get you through that. And when that guy hit that ball last night, he had the energy of the world. They had all the watch parties all over the world. So there was no way he was gonna miss that shot. There was no way. And that's what you gotta feel. You gotta feel there is no way I'm going down in foreclosure. There is no way I'm going down and not have my mortgage paid. There is no way I'm not gonna sit here all summer and make up me $10,000 worth of inventory. Because what happens is for you to make $1, you got to have at least $25 worth of stuff to sell. For you to make $1,000, you got to have at least $3,000 or $4,000 worth of stuff to sell. For you to make $1,000,000, you got to have the capacity of getting what you need. You got to be able to stretch out on faith. If you got a credit card and you need to use that card to help you get what you're doing, you better start using your business money. Start making small sales so you can use your business money to get what you need. Because if you don't, you won't be able to reap the blessing like you should. Okay, so you have to take risks. You got to go for the big one. Remember the title tonight? Go for the big one. If you go for the big one, you're gonna make it all day long. Okay. Now I'm gonna read some of your questions, and then we're gonna call it a night. Okay. Okay. Mildred Desserts. She said, Mildred said, Miss Ellen ain't playing with that bag. It's so beautiful. She's very creative. Uh, okay, Miss Mary says she going for the big one. Soul Pearls Creation says hello, everyone. Okay, Marion Masterpiece Design, she's saying that they're saying that those new price tags or dynamic pricing at Walmart and the price can change while you yes. Those tags in Walmart, they can change. You know, when you just use barcode, they can change them while you're standing in line. Okay, Angela Hamilton is saying, beautiful. Constance is on tonight. Hey, Constance, how you doing? Okay, Patricia saying, love the purse. Okay, Miss Liz saying, hey, Miss Liz, you see this? You like tie-dye. I put that out there for you to see. You like tie-dye. Okay, so let's go up and let's see. Because you guys asked, we get about 75 questions a night. So I'm gonna go through them real quick. Okay. Shamrock Customs. Hi, Miss Evelyn. Thank you. She was the first one on. Miss Liz came right on. Okay, Damalia, she says, hi, Miss Evelyn, about the campers. We're having a blackout. Ooh, and a thunderstorms. I hit the thumbs up in case my cell phone cuts off. Yes, I think we're gonna have it's one or two things gonna happen outside because I just heard a thump. But sometimes that could be a thump because they sent a rocket up to space, and sometimes it could be a thump because God is saying, hey, cut it out, go home. Okay, Miss Constance, good evening to all. I hope everything is going well for you, Miss Constance. I know you're working hard. She's getting ready for a big show. Miss Miriam, we answered her questions about the pricing. Liz Wilson said, give us her info if you can. Maybe we can help. I forgot it was Thursday. Are you asking for Mrs. Ellen's info? If you're asking for Miss Ellen info, let me see if it's something I could say online. Okay, what I would say is if you want her info, then in for the number here for anything, any fabrics you want, if you want to make any purchase, you want treasure block boxes for fabric or treasure boxes for mud cloth, the number is 407-590-8767. 407-590-8767. If you text me, I will give you Miss Ellen's number so that it will be a member that's watching. I will give you her number, and please text her and tell her what your interest is. Okay. Damalia, she's in Maryland. Thank you. Oh, we got somebody in Maryland. I was watching your governor this morning. He was on CNN. Um, Blessings, Blessins. Thank you. She's from South Carolina. Thank you for watching. Blessings 247, watching in South Carolina. Um, Miriam said, beautiful fabrics. Thank you. Okay, Liz, Liz be doing her thing. She said, nice collections. Now, I know Liz going to call me. Liz be looking at them Liz and Miss Ellen, they be saying, what's that behind your head? I want that. Miriam said, hey, I want that. Okay, so that's why I'm showing you different fabrics every night. I'm going to move out the way so you can see those fabrics. If you like to buy those, different levels, get different discounts, and we give you the best price. If you don't get a discount and you're for the first time buying, we will give you free shipping. Okay. Da, 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 da. We got somebody watching from Wisconsin. This what it's come from. What the jewelry that I'm wearing is from a jeweler there in Wisconsin. It's called Generations, Third Generations. Look up Third Generations in Wisconsin. I wear a lot of his jewelry. Okay, Lumen Laser is in Florida. How you doing? Good to see you. She's one of our members from the beginning. Thank you for hanging in there with us. Okay, Masterpiece Design giving us a nice little shout out there. Okay, this is Indigo Silk. She said, hello, everyone. Ooh, had no idea my membership gave fabric discounts. Yes, your membership gives fabric discounts and other things that you may want. Next week, I'm going to show you all I'm going to show you some things that I sell here. They're the African scrubs. If you want to exfoliate and get a nice back rub, I got some African scrubs. I'll show you those next week. Every night I'll show you something different. So it was a blessing because we got a gift today. Okay, from Wisconsin, she says Success Church. All right. Mary John. Hey, Miss Mary. If you guys need some drapes, first of all, Mary, I think you should copyright your voice because Mary I called Mary last week and she was baking a cake, but you could almost taste the cake. Her voice is just like, oh, I just love to have some. But she makes these beautiful drapes. Mary, if you're looking for drapes, if you don't make draperies, Mary would be a great person to make you some draperies. Okay, this is Demaya. She says, oh, how good. Champions, yes. New York Knicks. They going to San Antonio next. It's going to be a dog fight, y'all. It's going to be a dog fight. It's going to be a dog fight. Okay, Liz Wilson said, let's go. Let's not go there. Liz Wilson said $20,000 a ticket. But this is what happens, right? When you say, why does a ticket cost so much? $20,000 a ticket. They price the ticket, and it's because the people keep buying the ticket, the prices go up. So if people weren't buying the tickets, the prices will go down. So the tickets are being priced and it's still selling out no matter how much they pay for the ticket. What about your items? Wouldn't that be great? When things start going up, you have to keep raising the price because you can't sell out. So the tickets keep going up on the prices because the people got the money and they want to see a live game in person. They want to feel that. So all of the illionaires, not billionaires, trillionaires, all the illionaires was there. And the ticket was just going up because they had the money. And the people wanted it. The demand drew the price up. Okay, Linda Brown. How are you doing, Miss Linda Brown? She says, greeting everyone. She's from Ohio. Beautiful fabric. Thank you, Miss Linda Brown. Thank you for coming on. And also thank you for talking. Now, if you're on the channel, we're going to close out tonight. But if you're on the channel and you got somebody going through distress, tell them to watch to the end. Tell them to get into it. Let this be their little corner to get some cheerleading for their life because everybody got a gift. This is one thing that I hate. I don't like to hate much, but this is one thing I hate. I hate when someone comes in and says, I got to wait to payday. And I'm going to tell you why I hate that. When I was very, very young in my business and I had a store, I would take Nobody, I mean, some people knew where I was, but I would take my wares and different things that I sell, and I would go to different barbershops and beauty salons. And I would say, is it okay if I show your guests some of my things? And then they would say, sure. Okay. The reason I hate when you say payday, if you make every day, everybody got a gift. If you bake cookies, if you wash cars, if you cut yard, if you grow food, everybody got a gift. And you can go and make more money by other than waiting on your paycheck. And that's how I survived. I couldn't wait till my clients who only bought when they got it. Some people said, okay, I'm finna go bake 3 cakes. I'm gonna ask Susan, do she want 3 cakes? And I'm gonna get $75 for those 3 cakes. And I'm gonna come back and buy this skirt. I'm gonna come back and buy this dress. So people always have made a way before payday. Just think about the farmers. The farmers had to wait till the crop yield and then sell the crop before it went bad. So the farmers had to have money for the whole year. So we have gotten too modernized that we think we can wait to payday. You don't have to wait to payday. You got skills and somebody want it. And use those skills to get what you want. So when they come in, wait to payday, what do you have? What you selling? What you doing? Come on. Okay. So anyway, $20,000 ticket. They didn't have to wait to payday. They bought those tickets. Linda Brown, greetings, Miss Evelyn, and everyone from Ohio, beautiful fabric. I said, I'm just repeating it. I'm just making sure, okay? Constance, yeah, you can still have to get you, yeah, you still have to go get it when in the hospital. I am still in, oh my gosh, I am still in the hospital and still thinking about what I need to do when I get out. I'm not giving up. Okay, Miss Constance is in the hospital. We're going to close with a prayer for her tonight and hope that she gets well because she is in the hospital. And she said, I'm not giving up. I'm going on live. I'm going to see what my friends are talking about. I'm going to see what my boot camp is talking about. So she has a lot on her plate. She has elders she's taking care of. And you know, sometimes they say when you take care of your elders that are sick, you get sick unconsciously, you know, and then she's building her store back, building her beauty salon back. And that's a lot of work too. And she's selling and making things. So we're going to pray for her when we close out. Miss Bernice, we talked about your story. Thank you. Miss Mary Jones said, how can I contact her? Again, text me at 407-590-8767. And I will give you Miss Ellen's number. Miss Ellen, you got a line of calls coming to you now. Please text Miss Ellen so she'll know that you're one of the boot camp members so she can answer your call back. And when you call Miss Ellen, she sound like she's 20 years old. She's, hi, what's going on? She don't sound like, hey, I'm 80. Miss Ellen be like, she got energy, she's excited, and she gonna answer your call. Her someone asked her what kept her going and being so alert and movable at 87. Her answer was, I don't worry about nothing. They said, no, but tell me, what do you do? She says, I don't worry about nothing. And I mean nothing. We got it clear. We got it clear, y'all. We got it clear. Okay. Don't worry about nothing. And that's how you live a good, healthy life. Not meaning you won't go in the hospital, not meaning you won't have any surgeries, but she said she don't worry about nothing. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna just see if anybody said anything at the end. Okay, so we're gonna close tonight on our boot camp for Thursday night. I know I went a little long. I just wanted you guys to know about that game. I wanted you to be encouraged. I want you to go for the big one. So please come back and see the really big fish that I caught. Come back and see that. My name is Evans Creations. We're in Orlando, Florida. And I want to close out with a prayer for Constance because she's one of our members and she is in the hospital. Okay. Dear Lord in heaven, we thank you so much for having such a wonderful group of men and women that are on this channel tonight that are thriving for success. We know you said we have not because we ask not. We're asking that you may put blessings and healing hands on Constance, one of our members tonight, that you may see her through her illness and that you may see all the members. Give them hope that they can make a way out of no way. They can be a door where there is no door. When their back is up against the wall, they know that you will come down and save us all. In the name of Jesus, I do pray for a blessing for us all. Amen. All right. All right, everybody. I will see you on the other side next week. I might come in and do a few things. I really like doing it live. If you're just seeing me live, it's because we have a community and I can talk to you all, and you all are asking me questions, and I can answer your questions. The people that are asking the questions are boot camp members, are being coached, and they have answers, and they allow me to give their questions and answers on live. So if you have anything that you want to offer to the club, we would like for you to be a member, a subscriber, or a subscriber. And then if you want some coaching and you want to build your business more quickly and make sales for the holidays. Holidays is what we're aiming for in December. We're preparing now for December. Then I'm the one. All right, everybody, take care. And you see the fabrics, right? Pick out which one you like. Start out something small, make it big, make it happen. All right. Remember the water. 10 cents, turn it times 10, make $1. Know how to price your items. Be priced for success and also be priced so you can give a sale. Don't have it so much when you say, well, I really can't sell it for lower because I got much in it. That means you underprice it from the beginning. Okay, take care. Good night.